This is one of the most popular backpack manual pump sprayers that's been on the market for quite a long time. And is it the best? It seems like the best to me. I haven't used a ton of sprayers, and I really loved my last one. I really like the style of frame this thing has versus a lot of the other ones that have that tubing. Another thing that's always really stood out to me about these is the hose. This is really good quality. And I like the handle on these a lot too. It's pretty comfortable, and it just starts spraying as soon as you hit the trigger down. It stops as soon as you release. It's just a good feeling handle. Two simple maintenance things it needs, and I'm redoing this part of the video because I realized I was giving some advice that didn't really matter, but this needs some oil right here. I'm using just skateboard bearing lubricant, and I was advising people to drop it right directly here on the metal, but I realized it doesn't really matter. I mean, it's going to sink down there either way, but just go right here in the holes on the sides. 1, 2, and that's it. The manual says to oil this before work, which means every time you use it. But if I was going to spray for several hours in a day, I would oil it a couple times. The second thing it needs to preserve this seal on the cap is a little bit of grease. I don't know if you guys can see that, but from the factory it comes with just a small amount of grease. You only need a little bit on there. And I think it's silicone grease, but do look that up. I don't want to give you guys the wrong information on, what kind of grease. For anyone that doesn't know how the sprayer works, this is an internal tank that holds the pressurized fluid. So you can open this cap at any time, even when the thing is under pressure, and there's not going to be any air coming out of here. A lot of times I just remove this because I find it's just the foam comes up, and sometimes you got to kind of stir the foam. So I do take the basket out sometimes, but that's your choice. I don't personally do any spraying at home, and I've got customers that don't want any spraying on their property, but I've also got customers that request for me to spray. So let's go spray. Okay, it's a bit more windy than ideal today, but I'm gonna make it work. So what I usually do is just fill it up about halfway full of what I'm planning to spray to reduce the suds. So I'm gonna start off with around 2 gallons, a little bit more. It's already got some water in it. I poured some glyphosate from my 2.5 gallon jug of generic glyphosate, 41%, into this right here. And I got, I think it was a 3-pack of these from Amazon for, it might have been like 20 bucks or something, or 15 bucks. They weren't cheap, but these are really good quality containers. They don't leak anything. I've had them for a while. You can have them in the truck, and they can be sideways, and they don't leak anything. So getting good quality containers is helpful for this. I don't have a measuring cup on me, and I should, but I'm just going to eyeball it. 2 to 3 ounces per gallon, generally what you want. So I'm going to put about 6 ounces in here right now. Two, 4, 6. A little for good measure. Yeah, a measuring cup's a great idea, so you don't waste this stuff. Put the cap on nice and tight. That'll do. I like to spray just a little bit on the ground real quick so I can see the suds, make sure there's chemical coming out. And when it's a windy day like today, I like to make my spray not too fine, not too much of a mist, because then more of it's going to get carried away by the wind. So I adjust accordingly depending on how windy it is. And that's all you need. You don't want to soak the dirt down. Soaking the dirt's not going to do anything. You need the spray just to come in contact with the foliage. Okay, I did some other work in the backyard and sprayed it as well, and I'm done now. I don't think I'm going to be spraying anything else today, so I'm going to go ahead and flush it out. So first what I do, dump any remaining liquid in there out. Not too much waste today. So we'll dump every bit of that out. Now that I've cleaned the tank all the way out, I'm going to pump about a gallon or so of fresh water through it. I'm just going to sit here for a good 30-45 seconds to make sure that all the solution is out of the hose, the wand. There's still quite a bit of suds coming out, so there's still a lot of solution in there right now. Okay, I just ran probably about a gallon and a half of water through it. I'm seeing hardly any more suds. There's a little tiny bit, that's okay, barely anything. It's good. I'm going to empty the rest of the water out, run as much pressure out of this as I can, and put it away. Well guys, thanks a lot for watching. Have a good one.